Joining me is Satawu's Nelson Lamityi. Thanks for your time, Nelson. We appreciate it. So we've spoken to so many key players in this story, but you, of course, are important because you represent those workers who are flying in these aircraft daily. Given what you heard from the CAA, how do you feel?
Look, we feel terrible as the organization. One being that at SAA as well as its subsidiaries, we have members. And we believe that as the organization, you don't have to hear things as those that we had today from the social media. The kind of working relations that we have with the employer should have made the employer or necessitated a process of being called and formally advised in that these are problems that have resulted to the grounding of these aircrafts, and these are plans that we have in place that are to determine the processes of addressing whatever problems that have been.
So 25 aircraft were grounded because of safety concerns. You would have had crew in those 25 aircraft. Do you think it's okay now for your crew to continue flying?
Look, it cannot be okay, because what we are looking at is not only the safety of our crew members, but the safety of passengers. So all we have done as Satawu is to call upon the CEO of SAA Technical, including SAA, to be given an audience on the basis of being advised as to what is the problem that resulted to this situation, what are the measures and or plans that can be effected so that we avoid any reoccurrence of the problem that resulted to the grounding of those aircraft.
You, of course, weren't informed in the first place, so if you don't get a satisfactory answer to these questions to SAA, what's your next move?
Look, the laws of this country do provide legal processes of which we can follow. Like as I am saying, I have already made attempts to get through the office of the CEO, and tomorrow I'm expecting in that I must be advised as to whether the kind of audience that we have called for the CEO is going to be responded positively. And if it does not, we will obviously look as to what means are we exposed to in terms of the law that we can exhaust, so that we can make it a point that the people that are traveling through these flights, the crew that is assigned with these flights, is on the safety position.
And have you heard any concerns from your members about their safety in flying in these aircraft?
Look, there have been a number of calls that I received today, people complaining. Because this seems not to be the first time that flights are grounded. And if then this continues without us being advised as to what are the actual measures to be effected on addressing these problems, members will always raise these issues to us as the organization. And as Satawu, we must then be able to say management or SA executive or SAA technical, what are the plans that we have that will ultimately be able to rescue our members from always being, concerned about their safety when they are flying all over the country.
So previously, before this, have crew raised concerns about the safety of planes with you as Satawu?
Well, I'm sitting in quite a number of collective bargaining processes, which include the very same company that we are talking about. People will always raise, issues that relate to safety. And when such issues are raised at a correct level, because we would obviously have our collective bargaining platform, we'll raise those issues with management and call them to address such issues. And I would say that in most instances, some issues that we raised were addressed. But we still have a concern as the organization in that there would be instances as this where flights are grounded without us being advised as the organization.
All right, thank you so much for your time, sir. Nelson Lamityi is from Satawu.